Where's the boy?
We don't know yet.
That's not acceptable.
What do you want me to say, lady?
I'm gonna get Jed a cup of coffee.
There were several scenes in the movie, maybe a third of the movie or something, where Wes and some people working with him did animatics of these sequences where, just like he was going to animate it. This whole finale was done that way. It went through a lot of changes and evolution later where we would cut things out, but in terms of finding an efficient way to get this sequence shot and know exactly what the purpose of each piece and each shot was, it was done with an animatic.
You two are the most appallingly incompetent custodial guardians social services has ever had the misfortune to encounter in a 27-year career. What do you have to say for yourselves?
You can't do this. They'll eat him alive in there.
Where?
What's the name of the place again?
Juvenile refuge.
Juvenile refuge.
Did you go through a lot of changes, or because it was so previs?
Well, the interior part of the church was pretty much exactly as storyboarded and done with the animatics. We really mapped out exactly how it needed to go and what the cuts were. And I was there on set for all of that to make sure we were cool with how it was going to go together, because we weren't leaving a lot of coverage options, a lot of rooms. I mean, also the way that that church was with the pew and everything, there wasn't really a lot of room to block and cover it any differently. So we were pretty boxed in, literally. But Wes came up with this genius idea of it moving forward and forward and forward and forward in the church, and then the climax of that whole exchange is to have to run the whole length of it back, which was, it just gives it a different kind of energy.
They're gone.
Who?
Susie!
But the whole exterior part was recut a number of different ways, just playing, the pieces were all mapped out, playing with a couple different things. And the look of it is something that we knew it had to have a certain storybook feel to it, but it was funny doing visual effects like that, where the bar was not how photoreal it looked. One thing that Wes did with that sequence very, very, very late in the process, it was kind of the last week, we had all the visual effects delivered for that, all the exterior stuff, and then we were still dancing around the issue of how real it looked or didn't look, and something struck upon him. We were sitting there and playing with the color balance of it, how bright the blue in the background was, and before we knew it, we turned one shot completely black and blue. And then we thought that looks pretty cool, and that kind of takes the curse off the whole thing. You don't question whether it's reality or not, because the color palette is completely unreal. So then we immediately did that to the whole sequence, and then stumbled on the thing that, well, what are the rules? Quick, do we do that to Tilda inside the window? No, we have to kind of mat for that and make that. Yeah, and then we had this new language, but it was like the final ingredient that tied it all together, that just said, this is one of Susie's storybooks that you're watching.